This is it.
Started the episode by laughing at me.
I know, but it's just all so new and exciting. And it's the fact like your little face pops up once the music's ended. But yeah, anyway, here we go. This is our first ever episode of the Rewritten Podcast, and I'm Lisa.
And I'm Alex. And it's been ages that we've been talking about doing this. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. It feels a little bit surreal, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's strange. It's really strange. You know what's the strangest thing for me is not seeing Be Sober stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what it isn't for me now. I think because behind the scenes, a lot of the artwork and stuff and advertising I've been doing. So it doesn't feel new to me anymore. Do you know what I mean? I think I've seen it like every single
she's
day.
already bored. She's already bored. Here we go.
I have got to say, Alex, right, I've been so excited to get this going. And I think working behind the scenes and doing like, not necessarily scripts, but getting subjects and thinking of guests to have on and stuff like that has been dead exciting. And then we had a big Be Wild in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And this morning we was like, right, we've got time to record it. And I thought, oh, I've got no words. I've got no conversation.
I mean, we probably should say straight away what Be Wild is, because Be Wild, we've been part of a community. We founded it together called Be Sober. And it's been basically helping people who wanted to stay not drinking or try not drinking to come together and have friendships outside of things that we do in pubs. And every year we've been having like a camping or a get together or a wild retreat or something. And we named it Be Wild. So yeah, Lisa's right. We were kind of starting to plan this, starting to step away from Be Sober, and then bang, the biggest event of Be Sober's year came right in the middle of it. So we were a little bit like, wow, now we're here rewritten. Yeah,
I know we are. We're rewriting it. And I think, you know what, even though I don't feel ready, it's very good for the first episode to not feel that ready, because this is what this is about, isn't it? It's about starting before you feel ready, launch before you were ready. We heard that.
Didn't we? Launch before you're ready. It's so true.
Yeah.
And it's about as well, you know, us talking about all the stuff. This is how it's come about. We sit on the phone and we basically say things that we don't want anyone else to hear. But why not? Why don't we want anyone else to hear them? Because it's not okay to say the things that we say. That's why there's no space for it. There's nowhere to sort of talk about all the gritty stuff of midlife. So we thought, you know what? We'll make a space.
Exactly. And we wanted a space where we could just be ourselves, no filters, no pretending, no polished advice, just real, genuine, best friend conversation. I think this is what I'm nervous of. I've got palpitations because I know what we're like and I know what we're talking about, what we talk about. And I know what you're like. So it's really scaring me that this is going to go out there. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, real conversations just about everyday life, whether it's being, you know, our sobriety, that's just a part of our lives, but we wanted to move away, didn't we, from being just Be Sober, but relationships, identity, parenting, aging, like we're starting to notice things.
You are, I'm not.
So what did you say then?
I said you are, I'm not noticing anything.
You know what? Normally it's you that does the royal we as well. Do you remember when you used to be like, look, we look old, and I'd be like, oh,
you had about last week on the Be Sober podcast. Yeah, and I mean all those things, and also like the effort bit of life, which is why we're bringing to this podcast our effort moment. And it's the bit where we're going to share something that either felt bold or brave, freeing, or just a little bit off-piste because we were a little bit rogue. I'm actually not sure what I'll pick because I do a lot of rogue things. And it's also that bit, isn't it, where you like listen to your gut and you just go, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah, I think that's it. And you know what? We could have called it numerous things, but I think Alex has been scared to say this. She's already said at the beginning, I'm a little bit uncomfortable with saying fuck, right? So let's just get it out there. Fuck. Say it, Alex. Go on, say
it. I've done it. I've said it.
Say
I've said it. I'm over it.
Say it again. Fuck it.
We're doing a fuck it moment, guys.
Yes. We're going to do a fuck it moment of the week, and we want you to send us your fuck it moments of the week as well. And I think it doesn't have to be like a mega thing, does it? Like you said, it can be just that moment where you just go like, I'm going to do it. You know what? I'm just going to do it. And it can be anything. So we're going to tell you ours. And it's good for us, this, because it will help us like think in the week to do something for ourselves or something.
Yeah, we're going to have to be brave. We have to force the brave.
Force the brave. That's so funny, because on TikTok I've just said how much we hate like forced stuff.
Yeah, but that kind of stuff's quite good, isn't it? You know,
like, listening to this thinking I feel stuck or I'm not where I thought I'd be by now, then that is okay. You're allowed to change. You're allowed to say, you know what, this just doesn't fit me anymore. And that doesn't mean you failed. It just means that you're evolving.
And that's exactly why we're here, isn't it? We're talking about it, all of it, the raw, the real, the funny bits, the difficult bits, the painful bits, and the bits that you daren't say out loud yet. But we will. We're going to say them all, I think.
We will definitely say it all. So you know what, whether you're mid-rewrite, just thinking about one, or you're still clinging on to an old draft version of yourself, welcome to our podcast. We see you, and we are really, really glad you're here. So let's do it.
Let's rewrite it together, Lise. Let's do this.
So I wanted to go in, Alex, and I thought it'd be a really good idea if we kind of introduced ourselves to our new audience and our lovely audience that might have come over from Be Sober as well. But then I thought, you know what? Why don't we kind of describe why don't we describe each other to everybody else? Because that'll give like a more real version.
Oh gosh, right, okay, right. Well, I'll start with you first. You're not allowed to say no, because it's not true.
Right, okay, then you introduce me.
Right, this is my bestest lifelong friend and sister by heart, Lisa.
Oh, that was so good already.
She is, she's 45. We have been best friends since Lisa was almost 12 years old, which is forever ago. I can't even remember 12-year-old Lisa. She's like the most dedicated, creative, hardworking, organized, yet absolutely chaotic human I have ever met. And by that, what I mean is, right, organized in that you want something doing, bang, go to Lisa. She gets it done. She gets shit done, man. She does. But oh my God, she literally flits from thing to thing, from thing to thing, from thing to thing. And then sometimes she just gets bored and says, I don't want to do that, and stops. And then I have to do it. So yeah, that's Lisa. She's got 3 grown-up children. She's got a beautiful granddaughter. She has got a wonderful partner. She's got a camper van. She's got a lovely little dog, George, and a cat called Mr. Parker. And she lives in North Manchester in the countryside. And I love her, and that's it.
Oh my God, I wish I had gone first, because I'm so scared now.
Oh, can I just say one more thing as well? She does, so she's sober. She's been sober for coming up 7 years in about 2 weeks, or it might even be a week. Oh, it's 2 weeks away from now. And she does Reiki and sound healing, and she owns an international accreditation board. And I'm so glad I know that now, because for years and years, I didn't actually know what a job was, because I just didn't get it. I do now.
So nobody knows what my real job is, I don't think. Well,
right,
the people that are accredited obviously do.
I feel like I had a prompt, by the way, on my cup where it says, it's back to front actually, but it says best friends by sisters.
Oh, you did have a prompt.
Yeah, but I couldn't see it, weirdly. So it must have just been like a subliminal message from the cup that you bought me.
You know what? I have cheated a little bit, because one of the things I do love, so I'm going to introduce Alex, my beautiful, lovely, funny, incredible, hardworking, talented best friend of so many years. And I actually can remember like the 13-year-old Alex. She was a bit of a bitch. No, she
Text one to no one. It's why we're besties.
No, she wasn't. We were lovely. We were geeky, actually. We were geeky. But nobody knew we were geeky. I think they might have known Alex were geeky. They didn't know I were geeky.
No, you were
I've
like,
already ruined it all. I've ruined it all.
you were a cool person, like on the outside, but inside you were a geek.
But internally, I was
body.
like shitting myself all of the time.
Yeah.
Like I've always been such a scared person. But yeah, no, I wrote these down because I didn't want to forget. And one of the things that I absolutely do love about Alex is how well you articulate things. And but it's
No
really
pressure.
got very selfishly for me. I can go to Alex sometimes and be like, I want to say this, and I'll blurt it out in my chaotic way. And you will articulate it like so much better, and I love it. And I just think you're so intelligent and clever. I do, honestly. So the other things that I've got for you are outrageously funny. Like, you are so funny. You make me belly laugh, and it's not often. Seriously, I didn't know what a serious kind of person I was until I stopped drinking all them years ago. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to laugh again. And then you stopped, and then we recorded our first episode of the Be Sober podcast, and look how far we've come. We've not actually had to start again yet.
I know, it's amazing. It's amazing.
But you made me belly laugh, and you still do, and you always have done. And I love that. I think it's such a special thing to find. And I think anybody who finds this podcast will find that they will belly laugh, and eventually at some point because of you.
Well, because of you.
And I feel like that's a gift that I'm giving my best friend away to help other people feel happy sometimes. I think you're brave and bold, and you never back down. Some people would call that stubbornness, but because you're my best friend, I will call it brave and bold and never backing down.
Thank you.
Alex absolutely loves a spotlight moment. Like, you do love to be in the spotlight, which is good. Again, selfishly for me, it means that sometimes I can be in the back and kind of go, there you go. Do you know what I mean? It's nice.
We'll talk about a moment where you did just that, shall we, in a bit?
I can't remember it. Oh, yeah.
Here, you brought your arm. Go and tell people.
Yeah, it went in our drinking days. It was really good, actually, that you did like the spotlight, because I was always quite reserved and shy, which shocks people. But I'm going to put that down to learning now that I do I've been late diagnosed with ADHD. So I have learned that is a part of who I am. Do you know what I mean? So it was easy for me to kind of push you forward in a drunken situation. And I would take the attention off me. What?
Yeah, and I loved stepping there. It was good.
Yeah, so we've been a good partnership, really. I've got an A, wildly articulate, which I said before, which is, and you really have. I do love that about you. A heart of gold.
Oh, thank you.
No, you do. You really, really do. And what else have I got? Like, occasionally alarming with the stuff that you say.
I do shock myself, and then I cringe as well now. I never used to cringe when I was drunk. I just didn't care. But I do catch myself sometimes thinking, oh, was that a bit much?
I love this about you again, and it's such a positive. And back in the drinking days, again, it helped me so much, because I would kind of wake up the day after and hate myself. I might not have ever done anything. Usually I probably didn't. But I know that I could always ring you, and you'd be like, so what? Like, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Like, what? Like, you never had anxiety or regret. Never. Like, how? And even now you'll be like, oh no, I was never bothered. I still cringe at stuff that I did, like when I was 14. Even stuff that I did back when I was like 5, I cringe at.
Yeah, you need to get over them things. There's so many years ago.
I know, and that's why I love you. You just like get over it. It's absolutely fine. Gloriously embarrassing sometimes in public, but I would not have you any other way. Well, I would sometimes.
I think some of it is like, do you know those people? And I'm one of these, by the way. I'm that annoying person that talks a bit louder so other people will hear and hopefully join in on the conversation.
I hate that. I hate that. The amount of conversations that me and you have had, right? But you are 100% not even talking to me. One,
No.
because I've either heard the story 5,000 times, right?
Yeah.
And it's like you're telling me brand new again, but it's so this table of people, usually a table of men over there.
That's how it used to be. I'm better now.
Yeah. And we're not drunk anymore, so that doesn't happen. You know what? I have got to add, as much as I say you are so clever, I always think you're clever, but somehow you do miss like really obvious stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like
My mum used to always say, she used to say, you're really, really clever, but you've literally got no common sense. What's wrong with you? And I don't think it is common sense. I think it is just that everything's so deep to me. I miss the things that are right in front of me.
that just right there sometimes. And I'm like, what do you mean? What can you not see about that? It really confuses me sometimes, like really confuses me. And also I think Alex will talk you into anything and absolutely make you laugh or laugh at you or with you, usually at you if it goes wrong.
Yeah.
Like she'll probably talk you into something that she knows is going to go wrong, and then be like,
Yeah, I'll do. Yeah, I do that. I'll take all that. I think you've done well, Ellie.
And I love you. So that is my introduction to my beautiful best friend. She's also a mum of 3.
Yeah, one I had late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, you know more. Like, obviously, I know this, but now
Yeah.
I'm struggling. She's got a dog, a big one, a big dog.
Yeah,
She
it's
plays the
called Sam.
church
It's
organ.
called Sam. Jokes, that's my husband. I have got a big German Shepherd dog as well called Rolo. After the
likes
Vikings.
to like, he's quite scary. He's not actually, now he's got to know me, but that time when I came round and I wanted a wee and then he was like at the back door like, get out. And then the dog was barking as well.
We're back onto Sam, I see.
Oh dear. No, and what else? Yeah, when I said about being talented, you are actually one of the most talented people that I know. Literally, I can say to anybody, oh, Alex would be able to do that. And I think it's really, really cool. Like, Alex, you can sing, you can play the organ, you can play, like, growing up, you was great at art. If anybody has seen our recent
things
portrait.
have changed. Can I tell you about those portraits?
The more I look at that portrait, it was really good.
Which one?
The one that we did at Be Wild of William Porter. And if anybody's not seen it, they need to go onto TikTok, Rewritten, and find this.
You think our portraits were good?
I thought not. I think yours was actually really good. Like, the more I turned it into a
shoulder was far too long, and he had no eyes.
Yeah, it was.
Can I tell you about these portraits? Let me tell you about this because this is quite funny. So, I, as Lisa said earlier, I've been really nervous about saying the F word, right? And I'm going to tell you why. Because I feel like now I'm being watched by my mum or my dad, right? And I'm not. My dad's no longer alive. My mum couldn't give 2 flying shits what I say or do, right?
In a positive way. We're going into trauma already.
Oh, no, in a positive way, I mean. So basically, right, my biggest fear now is I work in a church, right? Now, I am a very unlikely Christian. I am an unlikely Christian. I do lots of outrageous things, as Lisa said, and say lots of outrageous things, but I find that I'm having to check myself because some of my Facebook friends, some of my Instagram followers now are people from church, including the vicar and his wife, who is also a vicar, and they are my friends, right? Now, I've got to tell you first off, the 2 vicars I'm talking about are probably the coolest vicars in the entire country, right? They're dead normal and human and relatable, but they're still vicars. They're still vicars, right? So we did the portraits, and at the end of it, and this is the kind of thing that I say, and I was just caught off guard, I was laughing, And I said about Lisa's in a banterish way, which I want to add, it doesn't look like this. It was just a funny thing to say, right? I said, it looks like a blow-up doll. It's got a blowjob mouth, right? I said those words and I said them in a joking way. Anyway, in the actual video that Lisa's put on, you can't really hear that because there's a lot going on. But then she actually highlighted that very moment and drew attention to it on Instagram, and the vicar saw it, right? And I got a message in response to that saying, pure filth.
That is quite cool, though.
So I responded back with, oh, sorry, I always do hope the local vicar doesn't see my stuff. And he just did a ha 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 ha. But even so,
that could be taken in lots of different ways as well.
But
I'm so sorry. I think I slipped then.
Don't matter. But yeah, like so that's why I've been a little bit nervous.
I didn't even think of that because I added it on the Instagram. Wait till the end. He's got a blank, so people would watch it to the.
Yeah. So now the vicar knows I've said that. I'm very cross.
Well, maybe it might be a good idea to ask your vicar not to listen to this podcast because we have promised real, raw, unfiltered,
honestly,
and we want the real, raw, unfiltered Alex.
Honestly, he'll still listen, and I'm still just going to have to get over this, right? I'm just going to have to get over it because I'd listen to his podcast as well because he is a friend of mine. He's just going to have to.
But he's hardly going to be talking about blowjobs on his, is he?
Well, I hope not.
I'd listen to that.
No, I don't think he will be. But then again, if I was on the church podcast, which I have been on, neither would I. So it's about horses for courses and choosing your audience, isn't it? So yeah, I'm going to say blowjob. I'm going to say fuck it. Apologies in advance. You can zone out now if you don't want to hear Alex saying that and you want to picture me with my halo, playing the organ, which is every Sunday and beyond. I'm good with that. I have many faces and they're all me. They're all me.
I think that's a big thing, you know, and this is why I'm excited to get this podcast going because you're very much, we've both done this and we've kind of got our life in different places around social media and with people, and we've got a space for this and a space for that and a space. And I feel like for me, I've just got so exhausted with being like, Lisa from Be Sober here, Lisa from Reiki Sound Sanctuary here, Lisa, the director of an accreditation board here, Lisa, no GCSEs over here. Do you know what I mean? I think, and it's so nice to be able, and this is something that we have always done. We've just been ourselves with each other from the very beginning. And I think it's time, like, and I wonder if that is a lot to do with getting older in a good way, that we start to go, actually, this is who I am. All of them things are me. All of them things are you, and that's all right.
And it's exactly that. And just because you are one thing doesn't take away from the other. It just means that in a different place, you are a different person, because we are. We absolutely are. Like, you know, there are times when things all overlap. For example, I have a lady that I train at the gym and I have managed to recruit her to the church choir.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's okay. I have other people who would literally not want to discuss my church life, and I wouldn't want to discuss it with them. It's about choosing where those bits fit into it. But it's also about being unashamedly you.
Yeah, definitely. I think when I started as well doing my monthly sound bath that I do in my local village, so I go there and I do a sound bath. We use the crystal balls, a gong music. I've got Olivia and Zoe that offer angelic healing at this sound bath. And it took me a while to kind of think, you know, people are expecting me to show up with kind of like drooped in crystals and feathers and woo-woo and be all kind of this spiritual guru. And I thought, you know what, like, why? Like, it's a sound journey. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and
it's an immersive sound experience, guys.
It's an immersive sound experience. You might
hear more
hear
about that in future episodes.
Yeah.
You know what it is,
I had to fight with myself a little bit of being like, it's all right to show up as me. And actually what I find is I love the way I dress for sound baths. So I'm kind of bringing that more into my everyday life as well, because I've always wanted to be a bit of a hippie. I love the style. And I've stayed away from it. I've gone to work, one job looking quite corporate or another one looking, do you know what I mean? And I just want to wear what I want to wear.
This is the thing, though. It's because, right, we've had this fixed idea, people, I mean, not just you and me, of what people in their 40 pluses, almost 50s look like. We're fed this idea of how we should behave, what we should talk about, what we should be interested in. And I think you and me have realised that it's not true since stopping drinking, because there is no tick box. You don't have to go and get drunk with your mates to still have a good time. You don't have to be married with 15 children, or I don't know if anyone is married with 15 children, but you know what I mean? You don't have to conform to fit.
Yeah.
Like it's about the differences. When I think back to my mum at 40, I'm pretty sure she looked 70.
No.
I don't mean facially. I don't mean like she wasn't old.
They just looked like older people. Yeah, I think that.
They
like teachers look so old, and like even now, and you'll get this because you used to be a teacher, like people that you used to teach, I bet are gobsmacked at like how young you look, because you'd have teachers in the but you'd have teachers in their early 20s, but to you as a teenager you would think like they were so, and it's perception, isn't it? It's our perception of people, I suppose, but you think they look really old. Like, I thought people in the 40s were old, like, and I definitely thought they knitted. I'd like hankies in the pockets.
Did you? I thought they had shampoo and sets.
Yeah.
You know, we're like rollers and everybody had to go grey. I mean, I am going grey. And that's getting on my nerves, actually. We'll talk about grey.
Do you know what? We'll talk about that, because I want to talk about like the episodes that we're going to have coming up and the kind of things that we're going to talk about. But this morning, I actually added to our subject ideas hair. And I thought, how could you have an episode on hair? And then when I was thinking about it, like, oh my God, you could have a full episode just on hair.
Body hair as well.
And that's what I mean. Body hair.
Hair. Right. Just hair.
Hairdressers, like you could just have so many episodes, like not so many episodes, but you can have a full episode just on hair.
Yeah, you could definitely have it on my eyebrows.
My eyebrows are so desperate to be done, and you know when they always
I can't do mine, Lisa. So I can't do mine. I can't do mine because there's not enough of them, because I plucked the life out of them in my 20s.
Well, my mum always says that she shaved hers off when she was younger, so she's had them like tattooed on now, which sounds worse than it is because they look really good now. But I've got really thick eyebrows, but they grow.
So, like, in terms of your, seriously now, going back to being like in your 40s, do you like being in your 40s or not?
Yeah, like, yeah and no.
I love it, right? I actually love my 40s. I loved my 30s and I love my 40s. What I wish is that I'd have been as liberated in my 30s when I still felt young. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel young, but I feel young for a 47-year-old. But then again, I don't know how the 47-year-olds feel. But because I had this idea that they all feel old, I think I feel young.
Yeah, they're all going about on Zimmer frames.
Do you know what though, right? In my day job, I am a personal trainer, for anyone who doesn't know. And genuinely, you would not believe the number of people who come to me and who say things like, oh, I walked up a hill without getting out of breath today. Younger than me.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's definitely not an age thing, is it? Like, exercise itself, we'll be talking about this going forward as well, won't we? But I feel like, Alex, it's a massive thing. I'm fitter now and stronger in my 40s than I have ever been.
Yeah, me too.
I can't believe that. I never imagined that when I was younger, that I'd be able to beat myself in a race, or that I'd be able to be, do you know what I mean? Like beat myself in a weightlifting.
So if I pitched myself now against my 20-year-old self, I would wipe the floor with her.
Yes, same.
I'd wipe the floor with her in weightlifting. I'd wipe the floor with her in an argument. And I'd wipe the floor with her in a race, right? And I'm just going to tell you something. I know I'm slightly competitive, but it's the 4th year running that I've won the mum's race. And I definitely am the oldest mum on my little boy's sports day. So competitive. It's ridiculous. I actually got a sticker and loved it, right?
I love that you got a sticker.
I got 2. So there were 6 of us at the start line, right? 6 of us at the start line.
See what I mean? Spotlight moments.
There were 6 races, right? 5 women's races and 1 men's race. So I set off, and honestly, I glanced left, and 2 of the mums were ahead of me. I thought, no, you don't. So I literally put my steam train on and pounded to the end, won that, got my sticker, felt dead chuffed with myself. But then I didn't realise I had to enter again with the other 4 women from the other 4 races. So I was knackered and I had to do it again. You know, like the finals.
Yeah.
So the fastest of each one had to go in, but I still won. I knew I would. But I'm going to retire on a high, I reckon. I've got 2 more years at primary school to get a streak of every single sports day winning it. But I don't know if I've got it in me. I'm going to, like a guy, it literally damaged his part of his leg muscle at the front, bottom of his quad. There were people running in suits and everything. Everyone's just too competitive.
Oh, yeah. Well, sports day was very different when we were younger. Like, it was really competitive. When you just said then, like, you're going to leave on a high, I left on a high, but I was like 10.
They were, though, but my little boy who's 9, he'll say things like, because the teachers now say it's all about taking part. And I teach him, actually, and I don't know whether this is right or wrong, but again, because I'm who I am, I don't care. I say it's not about taking part, it's about winning. And I've taught him that. And so on sports day, he goes, it's not good enough that I came second, I have to win. And I think that's a really good life lesson, because there are no...
I'm no, it's a good discussion. It is a good discussion. And I think this shows, because what we've not mentioned to anybody is how opposite we are in a lot of things. And they're going to find that out during this podcast. And it's what kind of like brings us and creates our dynamic friendship. Do you know what I mean? Because we are, and we have, and normally one of us talks each other around to the other way of thinking as well. I don't know how we do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But we do.
I know. We do. Like,
I don't know whether I like the idea of taking part, but I feel like it's got to be try your best, because naturally some people are not good at some things. And sports day for some people when we were kids was painful and horrible.
It was for me. I never ever won anything.
And well, as a kid, in this way, because you feel like that now, and yet I won a lot at sports days, like, and if I didn't, I would be, in fact, one of the reasons I stopped running in general, and I'm only just picking it up again as a 45-year-old, is because somebody beat me in a race at primary school, and it affected me that much. I just couldn't win them. They were just better. And it's taken me all these years to be okay with that. Like, obviously I've not been thinking about every minute of every day, but I've come to learn that.
Tracy from 1995.
Yeah, like I wouldn't have known what year it was, so that's good. But it affected me. But I feel like I do think taking part is important. But also, I'm such a believer in things are just not for you. So if you're going to do it, then do it and try your hardest and do your very best. But actually, if it's going to cause a child, like we've got sports day and you've got to run and you've got to win, and actually there's no fucking chance you're going to win, like, then you shouldn't be doing it. I just think
I'm with you. I'm kind of mixed feeling about this. So I just want to clarify what I mean. Absolutely, taking part for the enjoyment and doing something that is fun that you want to do. It doesn't matter if you're good at it or you're not. I'm getting better all the time at playing the organ. I wasn't a few months ago. I was a bit rusty again, and I've had to have some lessons. Don't matter that I'm not the best at everything, right? So I'm with you on that. Take part, have fun. I'll say that with my choir as well. I don't care about brilliant singers. Just come and enjoy it. Yeah. But I do think with sports day, it's a competition. And if you are going to do it, you should aim to win. Because life doesn't, honestly, you can't go like this. I want to be the best doctor in the world or the best whatever in the world. I'm just choosing doctor because I know that's kind of a thing that certain people do. You can't go and go, oh, well, you know, I took part in the interviews, like, did my best. Like,
no, I fully agree. If you're going to do something, you might as well do it well.
I did my best. It was all right, went all right. Life isn't like that. Like, you're going to be disappointed. We've all failed tests. We've all, not all, lots of people have retaken their driving tests. Marriages fail, relationships fail. You have to gain some resilience. Absolutely. I get that. But there are situations in life where you will lose, and you have to be good at losing and you have to be good at winning.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do think you should be. I think being a good loser is really important.
Yeah, like when my son, he come home, he was really cross. He didn't get first place in anything, right? He got second place in one race.
What a loser. Tell him I said, but you are a loser.
But this is the thing. It's fine for him to be a loser in all of that. He's not built for speed, my boy. He's built for strength. That's what I said. If there'd have been a boxing match, he'd have wiped the floor. We're all, you know, it's like that old thing, and I've said it a billion times. There's a poster that I used to love when I was teaching, and it had a crocodile, a giraffe, an elephant.
I love this poster. Yeah.
And it said, right, all of you, who's the best, climb the tree. Who's the best, climb the tree. We're not all built for the same things. You are always good at something in life. So I'm not trying to take that away, and I'm not saying, oh, you should have won. It's not like that. But he has to accept sometimes that losing is going to happen. And I think a lot of this mamby-pamby of, oh, well done, everybody. You were all amazing. No, you fucking weren't. 5 of you lost. 1 won. That one was amazing. You lot were shits.
I do get it, and I love this, and I love that you're just saying it like it is, because I honestly, when I went to the sports days, because mine are all older now, so when Beth was at sports day, she's 26 now, so it was kind of coming out of that, like, you're in it to win it era.
Yeah.
And so I started thinking, I don't really like how they're doing this, you know, like you'd get a medal for taking part. Like, medals, they should not be given to people. I think first, second, third, right?
Losers. First, second, third, losers. The end.
But yeah, I think the full taking part, it does. They've just not found a happy medium, have they, in a way to do it. But I think if they were helping other children excel in other things,
absolutely,
then it would be all right. Then you could have your sports day, and those that loved it and wanted to compete and wanted to get better, then they could do that. And then other children. I think for me, sports day was a saviour at primary school, because I wasn't academic. So I loved sports day and I loved winning. So for me to be at primary school now and then take away the one thing that I felt that I was really good at, would be
tell everybody they're as good as you. Everybody else, it's not fair.
Everyone's the same. Like, it's quite disheartening. So I absolutely get it, and I think it's this is why I love these conversations, because we go in hard and then actually, like, you realise, don't you, at the end. But and see what I mean about us talking each other round a little bit is not.
It's not bullying the other one into the point of view. It's actually, we do agree. We've just said it differently.
Yeah. But no, I do agree. It would have gutted me for me to win a race and then give, like, the last person a sticker saying you're all the same. You've all, like,
I've got to say, my son's school didn't do that, and they did announce fourth place, and then third, second, first, and they did, and there were only four houses, and they did give a trophy to the winning house. So they did.
You know what? I love that as well. Did they do so at my primary school? They used to give everybody colours throughout the school. What you would do is you would all, like the reds, you'd be supporting other people in years above you.
Yeah, that's what it was like.
That's so good, because they never did that at my kids' schools, and I thought it's such a good way of everyone, like, supporting each other in it.
Yeah, no, they definitely did it in ours. Yeah, it was good. It was really good, really good. I did enjoy it.
Right, we're not going to keep everyone for ages, are we? But I want to kind of give people an insight into what's coming up and the type of conversation that we're having. So, some subject ideas, and please feel free to email us. I was just looking for the banner, so we're new at this, guys. I've not got the email on a banner there for people to get in touch with us.
Oh, I thought you'd done it.
No, I think I did.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you have. I'm going to do it. You've done it with an epic moment, though. But there you go.
Right. Okay. So, yeah. Email us at rewrittenpoduk@gmail.com with your epic moments, but also any subject ideas or questions as well. So some of the subject ideas that we've got coming up, you can tell me, Alex, if you're excited or not for them, but I can't see you because I've gone onto a different screen.
Right, I'll just shout out.
One of them, let's have a look. Who even am I now? Identity shifts after 40.
I reckon we might have been starting to talk about that today. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
The friendships that didn't make it.
Oh gosh, we need about 10 episodes.
I know. Another subject.
The loser pile. The loser pile.
Yeah, loser. We'll call that episode that. Another one, starting again and again and again.
I'm looking forward to that.
I am. This one I'm looking forward to as well. Hold on, where is it? The Ozempic culture and midlife bodies.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I am. Let's have a look. You know you're 40 plus when?
When you piss your pants exercising.
We've got an episode coming up on sexy or just comfortable, the great underwear debate. We can't start it yet.
I won't.
Why is everyone obsessed with cold water? How to take up space without apologising? ADHD, autism, late diagnosis, neurodivergent. Another one, your 40s is your superpower. Are we still allowed to dream big? Menopause, are we still cool? We'll have a Q&A episode, spirituality, feminism, tough subjects, death and stuff like that. We'll have a little chat about that.
Just a little one.
Just a little one. Breakups, nipples and hair.
Nipples. And a whole episode on nipples. I can't wait.
Well, that might not have to be an episode. I think we've got a board, right, where we can put all our subject ideas in. So when I was walking this morning, and I've not got a bra on today, I actually thought, nipples, are nipples okay? And then I thought, I'll pop that in the podcast notes because it can be a conversation.
It's a funny conversation that we can have, actually, because I was talking about my nipples yesterday in the gym, to be honest with you, as well. So yeah, we'll talk nipples. So come on, let's just get back to this. I mean, this whole thing is about rewriting our midlife. So I'm going to ask you something now, right? What's something you used to think was part of getting old that now you're just like, no, I'm not having it. Not having it.
Oh,
you got any
gosh. Well, definitely having tissues in my pocket. Although I have actually just been diagnosed with chronic rhinitis. So maybe this is why I've got this issue with having tissues in your pocket. It's probably because I need one and I'm fighting against it. Because I always remember my friend's mum having tissues down the side of her chair because she had her own chair.
That's gross, to be honest with you.
No, because what we used to do is take the cushions off the sofa to have a sleepover, and it would always be full of
sleeping on snot. That's disgusting.
disgusting. But yeah, go on, you go on. I'll have a little think because I'm not good at thinking straight away.
I'm not going to. We're going to talk about this in another episode in more detail, but I think aching. Like aching in the morning, you know when that people stand up and they do it at our age now and younger and they go, oh, I'm not having that.
Oh, that's so bad because I do this. Like I had a really hard session at the gym. I've took extra magnesium and I swear I've been getting up going, oh.
Yeah, that's different, right? That's different because you're aching after a workout. I ache after a workout. And honest to God, like I get up and I look like I've shit my pants. I'm like, I do that. I mean, that kind of, croaking when you stand up out your chair like you're 500.
What if they've got arthritis?
Then do something about it and take your magnesium and start working out and try and counter it and make a conscious effort to not outwardly go, like don't at it. God, nobody needs to know that you ache.
People listening now, they don't stand up. They're literally going to have it in their head all week now. I told you she was a bitch when she was young.
Good. Get it in your head. stop erring, right? Because you will be an old fart in a corner unless you genuinely have a condition or cannot stand up. Do not groan in my presence because I will knock you out. I'll give you something to groan about. Come on, let's open this up. Here's something else you can email us about, okay? So one thing that you'd like to change, or one thing that you think, I'm not having that you don't like about hearing about, or you had an idea you were going to get old and it was going to happen, but you're not having it. I want to hear that on email as well.
Yeah, grey. I've not got grey. Not one.
Yeah, all right. We'll talk about hair another day.
I'm aware that the hair, I'm aware that I have coloured my hair, but just so you know, it's not to cover greys up because I just have not had one yet. Not one.
Have you got any grey pubes?
No! I don't have any pubes. Well, sometimes I do actually. In fact, at the moment, they're probably going down my leg.
Oh God, that's too much information. Right, we'll
save that for the hair episode.
We will. So come on, have you got an epic moment, a fuck it moment of the week?
Oh my gosh, fuck it moment of the week. Right. I'm not gonna go oh my gosh, there's too much. You know what you're gonna say. You use yours.
Well, mine's changed a little bit.
Can I just say this? Seriously, I'm just going to get it out there on episode 1. So I do have a little bit of delayed processing time, right? I'm clever after a few minutes. So, so what I found, and I've spent far too long trying to hide this. So going forward, you're on episode 1 now. I need you to know sometimes I have a delayed reaction to things. So people will ask me something and then it must go through like all these different filters in my brain and then I find the answer. So on the spot stuff I'm really bad at. So yeah, you talk.
She's processing now while she's telling us this. You just don't know it. But we just want to make this clear because we have asked you to email in with your fuck it moments, but it could be something brave, it could be something crazy, it can be something like really normal, like, oh, I turned my phone off for an hour because I didn't want to be disturbed. It doesn't have to be some like major life event. And actually this week mine isn't a major life event, but it's big for me. So 5 years ago, I came out of work and I actually, with Lisa, and I can't talk about it, but I went to a court case, right? And I had a load of documents in my garage about that court case. And every time I walk into my garage, my heart sinks. Every single time, my heart just sinks and it reminds me of like a bad memory. I've been thinking about for absolutely ages getting rid of it. I've burnt some of it. I've shredded some of it, but it's still there, folders and folders of it. So I've bagged it all up in a confidential waste bag. I did it straight after Be Wild, after talking to some of our Be Sober members who gave me the confidence to do it. And I've got someone collecting the full bag to shred it confidentially on Monday. And I'm well proud of myself.
That is really good. That is a really good fuck it moment.
Yeah, I'm well pleased about it.
Where did you get your highly confidential bag from and who picks stuff like this up?
There's real companies that do confidential waste shredding. I literally looked it up and they charge you to drop the bags off, you fill it and then they take them away and they shred it all confidentially.
Oh, really? How much do you pay for that?
Just like 35 quid plus that.
Oh.
And you can, yeah.
But could you, if you had a shredder, you could just shred it yourself? And
yeah, but I have been burning it. But the reason it's so poignant and significant for me is every time I take some pages out to burn it, I've got to see them.
It's just such a lot. Yeah, I get that. I do get that.
Yeah, I don't want to see it. So there you go.
Yeah, no, that's a really good one. Right, so fuck it moment is, and the reason why I do like these so much is because in my whole life actually, a fuck it moment used to always mean that I was getting into some sort of trouble or I would be doing something stupid. So I used to use it a lot around like going out, like fuck it, or snogging a stranger, fuck it, I'll just do it. Or, do you know what I mean? It always
like destructive ways.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. See what I mean? How articulate. She's so good at articulating things for me. But yeah, it was always some kind of self-destruction that fuck it would mean. And one of the things that I've definitely learned since stopping drinking is that it doesn't have to be that way, and you can use it and you can turn it around and rewrite it, if you like, into being something positive and inspiring and something that's going to do you good rather than bad. And like you said, Alex, it's dead important. They're not always going to be big ones. It could be anything, like, fuck it, I'm going to wear the red lipstick, or do you know what I mean? It can be anything like that. And we do
want to wear them.
Yeah, we do. Please do get in touch, because otherwise, well, then
we've got nothing to talk about.
Yeah. We want this to be interactive. We want to be talking to you. But yeah, so I've got like a couple that were more recent. So one of them was actually, so I'm hosting a retreat in Bali at the end of September, which absolutely came from a fuck it moment. It really, really did. And I'm dead excited about it. And it's not something that I ever thought was possible in my life, actually. Ever. No, I always thought it's something that other people did. And I feel so many feelings about it, like honored to have been asked to do it, like privileged. I feel really privileged that I can do it. But it came from somebody saying, would you co-host this retreat for me in Bali? And I was like, oh, if you'd have said it, if it was a bit closer, then I might have said yeah, and but like, let me have a little think about it, which is something I never used to do either. So I'm proud of that. And you know what? I was sat there, I didn't think about it for long, because I literally, in my head was, fuck it. What have you got to lose? Like, just do it. Which means I am now going at the end of September. It'll be my birthday. I'll be 7 years sober at that point. So I just think that is one of my most bestest fuck it moments. And I know it's a big one. And the other one was also retreat based, is that I got an email or a message off one of our Be Sober members a few months ago. And she was like, I just want you to know that I've got some retreat spaces left in Portugal. So if you know anybody that wants to come, then will you let me know? So I was like, yeah, I'll put it in the group, blah, blah, blah. I won't be able to go. I've got something on that weekend. And then I'd message, like, I would just sat there afterwards and I was thinking, all I could hear in my head was, fuck it. Like, you can do this. You're in a position for the first time ever. Like, all my kids are grown up. For the first time in my life, I'm in a financially stable position, which I've worked my bollocks off to get there. And it's
actually got no bollocks anymore.
Yeah, I've got none left. Worked them off completely. I used to be a man.
Polly.
Yeah, I've had a sir on, and now we're all ready to go. But yeah, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And I've never actually. So I've already agreed to host a retreat, and then I'm like, oh my God, I've never actually been on one abroad ever. So I've been on a plane on my own to visit my mum and stuff like that. So I love it, but I've never actually holidayed on my own. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going. And it was one of the best decisions I have ever made so far.
And I really think it's important for our listeners to know that honestly, they are. It might sound easy when Lisa's saying it, but I know her. I've known her all my life. These are massive deals to Lisa, because you're not the most confident person in the world, are you? You are, and you're not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's a big deal.
It is a big deal. And I think the whole retreat was fuck it moments, if I'm honest, like all of it, even from like, I was so anxious about who to show up as. And this is what's really helped me going forward, actually, is bringing all the Lisas into one space, because I'm really quiet when I go away. And I was really worried that I'd have to because the person that had Hollywood invited me was like, oh, I'm so excited you're coming. And I was like, oh my God, like who is she expecting to show up? Because I'm not actually a very exciting person, to be honest forward. And I've put this and I'm quite quiet and I'm quite reserved. And are they expecting me to be this person? And so many times, again, the word fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. You are who you are, just be who you are. And I think something about being mid-40s, because I didn't feel like this on my 40th birthday.
Yeah.
So being in the middle of that is giving me the confidence to be like, this is who you are. Like,
if you don't accept it now, you're never going to, are you? You're never going to, because there's still, hopefully, there's still like pretty much the same again to go. So you need to live it authentically and real.
Yeah, and in the best possible way, like the fuck it moments. Please don't send us any like really awful, selfish ones like fuck it, I've told this woman that I've hated her for 10 years. Because I don't want them to be like that. I want them to be something that's big and brave, that has enhanced your life. Like, and I mean big and brave to you in the tiniest moments. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so yeah, I'm dead excited for the fuck it moments, and I'm glad Alex finally said fuck.
So I've popped the email back on again. Thank you so much for joining us on our first ever episode. Here's to many more. And we want you to share your fuck it moments with us at rewrittenpoduk@gmail.com, or anything that you've rewritten in your midlife or you intend to rewrite. Let's hear all about it.
Yes, thank you so much. This has been the first, hopefully not the last ever episode of the Rewritten Podcast. So wherever you are, if you want to walk, in the car, cleaning up, or hiding in the loo listening to us, thank you so much for being here with us. It's brilliant for me and Alex too, because it means that we get to be our authentic selves again as friends, having these conversations and sharing our friendship with you guys. So yes, thank you.